The planning feature data set is the bread and butter of this geodatabase. As I said earlier, it's the one that talks about the zoning area. Now, zoning ordinances basically dictate what you can do with the land, whether it be industrial, commercial, or residential, which, by the way, are all subtypes of the zoning area data set, or I'm sorry, feature class. And this is a very useful tool in urban planning to sort of guide the development of the city, especially in newly developed cities where the industry is going to go, where the commercial district is going to go, where the residential areas are. To be simple, and even within residential, it can be broken up to multifamily homes or apartments and single-family homes. Commercial can be retail or otherwise. Industrial can be heavy or, just very light manufacturing. Basically, heavy to light is although generally determined by how much of a nuisance it is to have the industry by you. Smoke, other forms of pollution that's emitted by the industry can make you want to put it further away from the residential areas. Also, we have land use current and proposed. Oftentimes, a parcel owner will propose a new land use. Let's say if they want to open up a home business, is a classic example, or otherwise. That's why it's important to keep these two separate. Conditional use permits are basically a type of variance that they're allowing you to do something with your land that is otherwise permitted. Sometimes this will have consequences with it. They may need to provide extra parking spaces, for example. And lastly, we have public lands. Public lands comes in many types. Some of them include cemeteries, military bases, public parks, wilderness areas, natural areas, and these are all coded domains within my database. Next, we have transportation. Now, the main feature class within transportation is the road segment. The road segment is a tiny segment of road, depending on how quickly things change within the area. It comes with many features that include road class and condition, addresses to the right and left, and other things to tie it into the city as a whole. Now, speaking of that, it is tied within a relationship class to this road attribute class. This is basically a tabular class that's used as a vessel to connect the road segment with the bike paths and sidewalks that are next to them. Again, going back to the walkability issues within cities, this is something that a lot of cities and counties are moving towards. Next, rail segments, very much like road segments, are tied to different attributes, including railroad classes, which determine sort of the how heavy of a railroad it is, how heavily used. Next, we have bus route. Public transportation is important in almost every major city, and having this bus route here, it allows planners to keep track of where public transportation is accessible. Also, we have a bus topology class here. This ensures that if the road gets moved, that the bus route will get moved with it. Otherwise, we could have a bus route that runs right through a parcel. Next, we have trail. This can include city trails, park trails, and private trails. Trails have two different subtypes within them. As I mentioned earlier, trails can be public or private. So trail type 1 refers to this ownership, basically whether it's public or private. Now trail type 2 is the material, keep track of whether or not it's paved or has dirt or gravel, basically what the trail's made up of. You can also find whether bikes or motors are allowed and other information that might be essential to really determining how effective this trail is at providing some sort of recreation for the community. Next we have sidewalks and bike paths. Now these kind of go hand in hand with this road attribute. Here we want to be able to tie these with locations, including roads and the parcels that are around them, to really see how accessible areas in the cities are without using a car. Next, I'm going to summarize the topologies I just explained. Basically, we had the parcel topology, which ensures that the boundaries and polygons remain connected. Bus topology, that makes sure that the roads and bus routes stay connected. And we have the census topology that makes sure that the census units basically stay intact if one's edited. Relationship classes. This is the road relationship network. Obviously have to have the annotations tied with the road segments. Road segments and road attributes are tied together. The road attribute, as I said earlier, is a tabular data form that ties these with the bike path and sidewalk. This is called bike road relationship class. This is sidewalk road relationship class, and this is road has name relationship class, and you can refer to this in my poster. Likewise, we have the tax parcel identifier number, which connects the parcel boundaries and the parcel. And we have the address and building footprint, which are connected with the building to address relationship class. Now, there were several coded domains using. This is an example. Public lands has a subtype of basically the type of public land. We have cemetery, forest, grassland, military. Also included were nature, wilderness, and other. Okay, now that we've gone through the database, basically this database uses the relationship classes, topology, domains, and subtypes to organize a planning database. I use the tools that we had learned this semester and my background in urban planning in order to determine the best feature classes and methods to organize them to create this database. As I noted earlier, there are a multitude of ways that this could be supplemented to fit particular needs for individual planning departments. For instance, environmental planning organizations might need more information on water bodies and protected lands, more so than I did here, whereas a transportation planning department might need more feature classes within the transportation field. However, this basically provides a jumping off point for any of those organizations. I feel like any organization could take this and create it to their own database structure to fit the needs of their organization. Thank you very much for watching my video. It's been a pleasure.